Hi friends, welcome to episode 93 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha and you can find me anywhere online as the Dear Tani. I am coming to you. Is there a bug biting me? Already. I am coming to you today from my home in Central Florida, and today is Wednesday, August 21st. As you can see, the sun is setting. We're not even going to be racing the sun. The sun's going to set before I finish talking. Guaranteed. These are the choices that I make in life. Yes, so you are here for episode 93. We're gonna do some chit-chatting about the crafting, but first I do have a little bit of admin. One, we have a giveaway going on. The giveaway is for the Quirky Monday 3rd birthday extravaganza. And it is currently being hosted over on Ravelry. There is a link to the Ravelry group. If you decide not to use the link, you can go to Ravelry and the groups tab and type in Quirky Monday Craftcast, but clicking the link would be a lot easier. Over there you will find a link or a thread that says happy birthday, Quirky Monday 3rd birthday. I can't remember what I called it, but you'll see it, you'll know what it is. There you go. It will be open until September 1st, which is the Craftcast's actual birthday, and then we'll be drawing prizes. So there are basically six opportunities to win a prize, and they're all listed in the thread. So what you do is you go over there, you make sure you're a subscriber to the podcast. Go over there, answer the prompt. The prompt is, what is your favorite rainy day activity? I decided to go with that question because if you've watched the last couple of episodes of this Craftcast, I keep getting rained on. We look like we're good now. There's no thunderstorm looking clouds. So that's good. But I keep getting rained on. So I was just thinking, what do other people like to do when they're getting rained on? So yeah, that is the prompt, and then all of the prize options are listed. Big thanks to all of the awesome viewers who have made this rather large giveaway possible. A lot of the prizes were donations that I've received to the podcast over the years, and yes, we have some pattern giveaways or pattern prizes. We've got a weaving kit. We've got a book with some yarn. We have a bag from my shop. Go check it out. But yeah, that is the first order of business. Look, it's a Kiva. Hey girl. You want to come up here? No? Come on. They can't see any bit of you. Come here. Come on. She does not want to sit on my lap. Anyway, the second order of business that we have in admin is a make-along that is going to be starting on September 2nd. Let me get my notes. So this make-along is called the BIPOC make-along, which is Black Indigenous People of Color make-along. So the BIPOC make-along is going to be running from September 2nd to November 4th. It is being hosted by Elisabeth Desamour, who is Desamour Designs. I will put links to everything in the down bar. But the hashtag is BIPOCMAL 2019. There's also a Facebook group. So the gist is, within that time period, you make any pattern, knit, crochet, whatever, by a pattern by a Black and Indigenous person of color. And you can be in for the chance to win weekly prizes. So I'm actually a sponsor for this giveaway, which is my first time sponsoring a giveaway and like doing something like this. So I'm pretty excited about it. I have donated 2 bags from my shop. So there's a small Quirky Monday bag and a medium-sized Quirky Monday crafts bag. And there are a host of other makers who are donating prizes for this make-along. So each week of the along, there will be prize drawings. So you can either enter by using the hashtag on Instagram, or also joining the Facebook group and posting your finished objects over there. I do have a highlight on my Instagram. It's the first highlight if you go to my Instagram profile, and it has all of the information about this make along. So I really do hope that you join in. I'm just really excited to participate in something like this. And Elisabeth was saying that the reason that she wanted to host a make-along of this nature is just to get more eyes and more hands on designs that are put out by Black and Indigenous people of color, which is definitely needed. So yeah, she has, I think on her Facebook group, she's compiling a list of designers. It's categorized by pattern type. So if you're looking for a sweater pattern or an accessory or a blanket or home goods, they're sorted like that on her Facebook group. Yeah, all links down below. I don't think I forgot any details because I wrote them all down on my handy dandy notebook. But yes, thumbs up for that. That is admin all done. I had coffee a little bit ago, and that caffeine is like kicking in, especially since I didn't really eat anything today. So caffeine on an empty stomach, probably not the best thing I could be doing right now. Trying to water it down. All right. I do have a couple bright spots that I wanted to share with you guys. So just in case you're new and you don't know, I love to encourage the sharing of positive moments and bright spots. So if ever you want to, you can always share something good that's happened to you or something positive that's going on in your life. Share them in the comments down below. And let me know if you want to share it on the podcast. But what I did, because I haven't shared any in a little bit, I went through like the comments and just screenshotted a couple of the first bright spots that I saw mentioned. So the first one that I came across was posted on 2 episodes back. And this is from Constance. And she says that her bright spot is knowing that the summer is finally winding down. That must be nice. Summer is not winding anywhere here in Florida. I'm gonna have to go pretend to have like a fall day in Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna post a picture of me pretending it's fall in Hobby Lobby right here. So that was Constance's positive moment or bright spot, knowing that summer is winding down. The next bright spot is from Locks, Knots, and Stitches. And she said, my bright spot would be, in parentheses, backstory. I transferred my position from Rochester, New York to San Antonio, Texas. Then in San Antonio, I transferred to a brand new location, in parentheses. My bright spot would be my boss, who is getting to know me, is really excited that I am knitting a sweater. That just made my day. I completely agree that it is totally uplifting when someone who either you're just meeting or you know but they're not a crafter gets excited about something that you're making. That just really feels good. So I don't think my crafting excites any of my coworkers anymore. They're just like, oh, Kalisha's knitting a thing again. That's what happens when there's always yarn in your bag. So those are the two bright spots that I wanted to share with you guys today. Again, if you would like to share any of your bright spots, you can leave them in the comments below. We also have a bright spots and positive moments thread over on Ravelry where you can share as well. And I always suggest that you guys read the other comments and the positive things that are happening to other people who watch this Craftcast. And that way, those good things that you're experiencing, you get to share them out with other people, and then other people get to celebrate with you. So, thumbs up for bright spots. Do I have a bright spot for today? I do have a bright spot for today. I donated a ton of clothes to the thrift store, and it felt great. I will talk about that later. Finished objects. I have one, and it is a weaving project. Let's do it like this so nothing weird is hanging. This is my most recent weaving project, and I started making this just like picking out the colors. I actually based it off of this yarn right here. And this is some yarn that I spun. Excuse me. This is some yarn that I spun. I want to say the weekend or a couple days after my brother-in-law passed away. So this yarn has a very special place in my heart. This was when I realized, or not necessarily realized, but this was when the healing power of craft was reiterated in my mind when I was working on this. So it's all just a mixture of fibers. This yarn here is sparkly. Then we have just some regular black yarn. This is some fiber that I actually have to show you guys in Stash Acquisitions, and this is another blue sparkly yarn that's from my stash. So yeah, and this one is gonna be the moon. So if you all remember, I wove the sun, which I will put up a picture of my sun weaving. And then this is going to be my moon weaving. And someone suggested that I do the whole solar system, which would be amazing. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole solar system because that might be a bit much. But I definitely like the idea of having a sun and a moon and just having that as some sort of wall piece, like up in our home at some place, somewhere. So that is that one. I really enjoyed working on it and creating this, and it just felt really good to process through it and to actually use this yarn, because if you're anything like me, a lot of times I will hoard special yarns and say, oh, I just need the right thing to use this, and then I don't end up using it. But it felt really good to actually use this very special yarn in a project. So that's my moon, and that's the only finished object I have for you guys today. Next we will jump into works in progress, and I only have one work in progress, which is the same work in progress I had last week, which is my Hogwarts A History sweater. Now, I will show you. This is the only yarn that's connected to it. That means, yes guys, I finished the color work. I don't even know how to act, y'all. I'm so proud of myself. So, I put, what length is this? 16 inch? I think I'm back on a 16-inch circular working the body. But look at this baby. Let's see if I can smooth it out just a little bit so you guys can see the motifs that I used. There we go. So I've got the chapter stars, the lightning bolt and hourglass, Harry's glasses, and the Deathly Hollows. So I don't know if I talked about any of the little modifications that I made to this sweater last week. I think I was just delirious with pride last week. So I'm gonna try to remember to mention some specific things. All of the charts I did exactly as, this is a pattern by Regan, who is also Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. All of the charts are exactly as she wrote them except for the glasses. As she wrote the glasses, they're just a little bit higher within this band, and I wanted them to be centered within the space. And then this little bit right here was supposed to be just one line of alternating dots, but I did two so that it would match the bar above. That's the only modification that I made. I had to fix my color work, which I had a long think about, because I messed up a row. Yeah, I messed up a row in the chart on the Deathly Hollows and didn't realize it until I was almost finished with that row. So I looked at it and I thought, oh my gosh, tinking that all back is going to be ridiculous because it's a ton of stitches that were on my needles by this point. And so I looked at it and I was like, you know what, just let it go. And I finished the row correctly and I thought, I'll just put that in the back. It's fine. It was not fine. When I finished the row, all I could think about was, ugh, more than half of this row is wrong. How am I going to fix it? So what I ended up doing was starting the next row, and every time I got to a stitch that I needed to, essentially, there was, we'll say it was yellow, 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 black. And it was supposed to be yellow, black, yellow. So these two stitches were in the wrong space. So basically what I ended up doing was knitting the chart as I was supposed to. When I got to the two stitches that I needed to fix, I dropped them down to the row below, and then picked up the correct float color, because you have that extra. Okay, so these are the floats. Everywhere you see like a black strand like this, that means on the right side there are yellow stitches. And everywhere you see a yellow strand like this, on the right side there are black stitches. So when I dropped the black stitch that was supposed to be yellow, I could pick up the yellow float and make that stitch yellow. Same with the yellow stitch that was supposed to be black. I was able to drop that yellow stitch and then pick up the black float. And I slowly made my way around that row. But now everything is perfect. I'm very proud of myself for doing that. I'm proud of myself for not letting it go and taking on the challenge of fixing that mistake and understanding how that mistake could be fixed. So yeah, I am just on the body now. I've gotten that far, and I forget how many inches I need to knit. I'm just going to be knitting stockinette forever. I feel like I'm probably just going to end up knitting out this whole ball. If I knit out this whole ball and the sweater is done, that means this sweater would have only cost me $6. Well, the price of this was $2.99, but it has gone up to like $3.19. So $6.50 with tax and no coupon. You can always coupon these things, but that's dope. That's really dope. I'm so excited about this. But another thing that I wanted to mention about this work in this color work, I started, I think the chapter stars were the only, yeah, I think they were the only motif that I worked on metal needles, and then I switched to wood needles for the rest. I did find that working on the wooden needles helped me to maintain the good tension with like spreading out my stitches to make sure that the floats weren't too short, because the yarn would actually stay spread apart on the needle because it was wood. It was a little bit more grabby than the metal. So I think that working color work on wooden needles is going to work for me a lot more than working color work on the metal needles. I don't know if that's going to change based on the makeup of the yarn, because this is acrylic and nylon. So I don't know if I was working color work out of a wool yarn, would working it on wooden stitches be better or anything like that. I will test this out because I do want to cast on another pair of my Jason colorwork socks, and we'll test it out then. But yeah, yay! And then I put this little pin on here. It's a little Hufflepuff pin, to remind me which one I'm going to be, or which side is going to be the front, because I didn't do any short rows because I wasn't about it was too many new things. I could not do the short rows as well. So this is going to be the front, even though they're exactly the same. I'm gonna have to put a tag in this so I know which side is the back. But yeah, so I just have been picking this up, knitting a few rows here and there while we're watching TV, watch movies, whatever like that. Yes, and I think that's everything with that sweater and with the color work that I wanted to mention. Yes, that is everything I wanted to mention about that. So next we will go into maker plans. Now this maker plan, and I'm showing you this as accountability. So I put things out on the internet that I want people to hold me accountable for. If I show it on the internet, work has to get done on it. This is a quilt. I think I've mentioned this quilt recently. I feel like I've mentioned this recently. I started this quilt like 7 years ago. It is made from all of the fabric and the piecing is thrifted. I mentioned Thrift Mart, which was my go-to thrift store in Huntsville, Alabama, where I used to live. And every so often they would have really, really cool things in there. Like this was a big bag of scrap fabric. And there was a ton of pink, rosy tones. So I'm gonna stand up so you can see it. Hi, Kiva. Oh gosh. Okay, I think you saw it. You got a gist of it. It's all pieced together. It's all pin basted. I have the backing fabric on here. I've got the batting, everything. And then you can see how I started hand quilting it, because I am nothing if not, I forgot the word. Overzealous. I'm gonna quilt this whole thing with these flower patterns, said this crazy girl. So I have, I think, I have one whole row of flowers quilted plus 3. And then I just stopped. So I don't think the rest of this is going to get quilted with those flowers because that's just doing the most. So I might just run it through my sewing machine in straight lines to be done with it. Part of me kind of wants to quilt it, like hand quilt it with the flowers, but that's also the crazy part of me. So yes, I'm just putting that out here. Kalicia's gonna finish a quilt. The next maker plan is a traveling project. So I was contacted by Austin of Austin's Crochet, I think is the name of his channel. He sent me a message asking if I would be interested in participating with his traveling corner to corner crochet blanket. And I said, yeah, sure, send me some information. Didn't quite like grasp that that would make me the next person on the list. Was not prepared, because guess who does not know how to do corner to corner? This girl. Guess who's gonna learn how to do corner to corner? This girl. So the last person who had this blanket was Debbie of the Canadian Crocheter, and she was the first person, or she started the decreases on the corner to corner. And I vaguely remember her saying that the rows were like 9 feet long. I hope that's not true, because that's really, really long. Please don't be 9 feet long. So that's she warned me that there were what do you call those laundry scent beads in here. She warned me because she said the scent is very strong. I have not opened this. I could like smell it through the bag. So that was my first full face whiff. And I'm not going to take it out of the bag because dog hair is like glitter. And I would like to spare the next person. Somebody's home. Who is it? But there's some really, really bright colors in here. So yeah. You can see that. This looks like I'm going to be working. These are, I think these 3 are the rows that Debbie did. So I'm going to be looking at, you know what? I'm probably just going to look at her picture of her finished side so that I can see what color should go next. But yeah, I also have to learn how to do corner to corner. But yeah, see, those are the scent bead things. It is very scented. Very, very scented. So that's my other work in progress, my other maker plan. I don't know who it's going to next, but yeah, they'll have less to crochet than me. It's all downhill from here. So yes, is that all I have for maker plans? I think so. So we'll go right into stashquisitions because Debbie also sent me some goodies, and I have them in this tote bag. So Debbie sent me a note telling me that she had gone to an alpaca farm and picked up a couple goodies for me for my fledgling spinning. And I have 4 bats. Ooh, that is day glow. Oh my goodness. This is a neutral for Susan of the Knit Lib podcast. So Susan, if you ever see this, girl, that's your color right there. I think she's actually knitting socks with this color. That is bright. So yeah, these are all from GNR Alpaca Farm. Alpaca products, yarn, and more. This one is 90% alpaca, 10% silk. It's very pretty. 80% alpaca, 20% camel. Ooh, I want to touch this. It's like cotton candy. It's very soft. So that one's got all the neutrals. 85% alpaca, 10% merino, 5% silk. I guess these bits are the silk, because that's what it looks like over here too. Like those little, I was gonna say wifty. That's not a word. Wifty? And this one is 80% alpaca, 20% merino. Oh, they're different weights too. This is 75 grams. The 80% alpaca, 20% merino. This one is 59 grams. 59 grams and 55 grams. So I'm excited to play with these. Let me close this up before these overzealous ants get in here. That closed? Yes. So I'm excited. So let's continue on the Stashquisitions bandwagon. I have other fiber. So a couple months ago, I purchased some fiber from a shop on Etsy called Woolverine Fiber or Woolverine Fibers. They're going out of business. So currently everything on their shop is 30% off. So if you're a spinner, go check them out. I got 4 ounces of merino silk in the corn colorway. And then all of this, yes, all of these are merino, 100% merino. So I got 1 ounce of each of these colors and 2 ounces of the red. This is fire. This is cobalt, water. Oh, lies. I got 2 ounces of the water and 1 ounce of fire. So 1 ounce of fire, 1 ounce of cobalt, 2 ounces of water, 1 ounce of cloud, 1 ounce of Ireland. I used these 2 in my moon weaving, and what I did was I pulled off a staple length of each, and then I just blended them by hand, just by pulling them apart, layering them over, just pulling them apart and like that. And then I drafted them out into like a little pencil roving, and then that's what I used for my weaving, for my moon weaving. So I think I'm going to play around with the colors like that. The first fiber that I bought from this company was Corridale, which I haven't broken into yet because, as I said earlier, I like to keep things that are like special and say, I have to have just the right project for it. Kalisha, just spin the fiber. Just spin the fiber. The last little Stashquisitions I have for you today are... Hey babe, can you turn this light on for me? This one? The light is going and I'm starting to get grainy. Hi, handsome.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kiva.
Is that for me?
This is for you.
It's for me. Oh, this is for me too? Why did you give me flowers?
It's Wednesday.
Oh, because it's Wednesday, you got me flowers? Look at these flowers that my boo got me because it's Wednesday.
And I'm quite fond of you.
And he's quite fond of me. You're trying to make me cry on the podcast. Thank you.
Hi, people.
Your face wasn't even in there.
Just the reality.
Okay. Oh, you have to flick it on, off, and then on again. It's gonna turn off and on. One more time. There we go. Now that Lamar has got me all emotional on the internet, I have to hurry up because now all the bugs are gonna come for me. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. So, take a drink. I went to the Goodwill today, and somebody got rid of like their whole yarn stash. Like, for real, if I had gathered all of the yarn that was just around in the Goodwill, it would have been pretty sizable stash. There was at least a blanket quantity of gray, shades of gray yarn. I did not buy them because I don't need gray yarn. I thought about it, but I got some more Woolite. These were on sale for 99 cents at my Goodwill. They're full balls. I got 3 of these, I think. 3 of the black and 1 of the red. Which, this is the yarn that I'm making my Hufflepuff sweater out of. So yeah, if I wanted to, I can make a whole nother sweater. I got, and all of these were 99 cents. This is, there's a sticker over the label. This is Charisma Tweed. Charisma Tweed. This is, if you've been watching the podcast since the beginning of the year, one of my Make 9 projects was the Belle Plain Beanie by Jeanette. Yes, by Jeanette Sloan. I used this yarn to make that beanie. And when I saw this red, I was like, that's really cute. And I have been meaning to make another one. I have like 3 other colors that I want to make another of that hat. Ooh. Here come the mosquitoes. I have like 3 other yarns that I want to make in other versions of that hat. So I need to get on that because it's a very nice hat. And then I got Big Twist Premium just because I like the color, which you can't even, that's not the right color. This is Premium Teal, not to be confused with regular teal. Premium. I also got this because it has a C on it and I couldn't not get it. I don't even think this is big enough to really put anything in. Knitting wise, I could get socks in here. Yeah, I can get a sock project in here. It's cute, a little project bag. Oh dang, a mosquito got me. 2 mosquitoes got me. Side note, thank you to everybody who gave me different remedies for bug bites last week. Somebody said meat tenderizer. I don't have any, but that's really a cool remedy. Could tenderize my arm. Look at that. Look at that skeeter bite. Anyway, I also went to Joannes, and my Joannes is shifting everything around and getting a whole bunch of new yarns in, and I just so happened to walk down an aisle where I saw these, and I said, that looks like sock yarn. And it's called Mani Petty by Lion Brand, and they are 50 gram balls. It's 75% superwash wool, 25% polyamide. sock yarn. And this colorway, I was really confused at first because this colorway is called Yoga, and as you can see, it's got like blues and greens and grays, right? And then there was a pink like colorway that was also called Yoga, so I thought it was mislabeled, but it wasn't, because there's pink in there. So I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Don't know. I feel like, judging by how much pink was on the other ball, it might end up being a chunk of the greeny bluey gray and then a chunk of the pink. We'll see. This one is called Crew. I just realized what they're named after. There were some that were called, there was one colorway that was called Mittens and one colorway that was called Wristlets. Different types of socks and hand things, or foot things and hand things. Yoga socks, Crew socks, Wristlets, Mittens. I got it. But that's this one. This one kind of reminded me of like a dark rainbow, but I don't know if it's going to go in rainbow order. And that's this one. So I can't wait to try these out. And they were only $5, regular price. So, look. I might have to buy all of them. Because $5? Get out of here right now. That is everything for Stash Positions. The last thing that I have to share with you is Kalisha and the Babe. Which, oh, hello Light, thank you for making this wonderful, because this wasn't looking like this in regular daylight. This is the bat from Hopkins Fiber Art. Nope, Hopkins Fiber Studio. I spun the bat. I spun my first bat. So the way that I prepped it was, originally I was going to tear the bat into a zigzag and then spin it like that, but it looked messy, so I just ripped it into strips. And then I pre-drafted each one of the chunks loosely, and then I spun those. So I got 67 yards. It's about 2.2 ounces, and it's mixed fiber. So in here we've got merino, wool fleece, Angelina, Firestar, Teeswater, Silk Noil, and Corriedale. And this bat was called All the Things. So there was a bunch of different textures in this bat. One of the things that I learned from spinning this is I don't know if I really enjoy spinning things with a lot of texture as of right now. I kept wanting to spin it consistently, which is pretty much impossible, at least for me, when you have so many different textures coming up in the bat. So, but I think I did pretty good. I think I did pretty good. So I do want to try a smooth bat, which I'm assuming this is going to be, like these bats, they all look pretty uniform in their texture. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this baby yet, but this is like my fall yarn. Yeah, very proud of myself. Very, very proud. That's it for Kalisha and the Babe. I don't know what is up next on my wheel. Probably one of these alpaca bats. Probably. Yeah, so that's everything today, guys. I told you the sun was gonna set before we finished. You can only see half my face now. Hi. There I am in better lighting. So that's everything crafty. I am going to go inside and put my flowers into some water. Look how bright they are. What is this called? Crazy Daisy. So appropriate. Yeah. I used to have this book called was it the Happiness Manifesto? Something like that. But it was basically a book that had all of this research done on like things that cause happiness. And one of the things was fresh flowers. And it was saying that fresh flowers or getting or having fresh flowers around is one of the surefire way to bolster genuine happiness and get genuine smiles from people, to have fresh flowers and plants around, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, it's been a week, guys. I'm feeling, and I feel like I get like this quite a lot, where I'll have a span of days where I just feel like garbage and don't want to get out of bed, don't want to do anything, just roll over and try again tomorrow. I've had those days this week. But right now, in this moment, right here, I'm feeling pretty good. And that's sometimes all you can do, right? So earlier I mentioned that my bright spot was donating some clothes to the Goodwill. When I say some clothes, I donated so much clothes. So many. There were 3 really large, you know, those big bags that you fill with leaves in the fall, and they're really, really big. I had 3 of those that were full of clothes, and then 2 smaller trash bags of clothes and shoes. And at first I started this project because I was feeling down, and one of my things is I just want to be in the bed. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything. I just, you know, hide from everything. Eventually it'll be okay, is the logic. But at the beginning of the week, I was feeling that way, and I know that the best way to kind of hold that downness at bay as much as I can is to get up and do something. So I decided to go through my entire wardrobe and purge out stuff. Lamar has told me that when we first met, I was so regularly just donating things to the thrift store. I would regularly go through my closet and fill up a trash bag of clothes and go donate it. He said that my entire wardrobe turned over a number of times in the time that he knew me, which has not been happening recently. So I went through like savage, just nope, nope, nope. I jokingly said to my dad that I'm not going to be able to shop at the Goodwill, at this particular Goodwill, for at least a month, because my clothes are just going to be all over the place in there. And I have a just because I don't exactly remember what I put in those bags, the chances of me rebuying my old clothes at the Goodwill are pretty high. So yeah, so after I put all of my, like, gave all of my stuff to the Goodwill, and matter of fact, I took a picture of the bin with all of my stuff in it, because it was ridiculous, guys. Like, it was really ridiculous. Can you see that? Is that too bright? That's a bin. That's all of my stuff. It's filling up the bin. This bin was empty before the guy put all my stuff in it. It's a wonder I still have clothes. And I want to downsize even more. But I had to tell myself, Kalisha, calm down, because if you keep doing this, you're not going to have any outfits. So, but it felt really good to get rid of all that stuff. I actually physically felt lighter. it weirded me out a lot, because after I gave all my stuff, I got back in the car and I started driving, and I felt a little bit like I was floating. I had to stop the car because it was very weird. But I'm glad that I got rid of so much stuff. And now, like, my next thing is going to be just slashing my craft supplies and maybe some books and, dare I say, yarn. Dare I say. Ugh. But yeah, it feels good to get rid of stuff, but I had to slow down because then I didn't know if I was getting rid of stuff that I legitimately wanted to get rid of, or if I was just throwing things away just because I was feeling emotional and just wanted to throw things away. So I had to slow down before I threw away the wrong things. But yeah, that's everything, guys. I'm gonna go put my flowers in some water. I am probably gonna knit like one row on this Hogwarts A History sweater. One thing I did notice though, when I got to the no color work part, it's gone a lot slower. Slowed down so much. But yeah. This is the card Lamar gave me. Isn't he the sweetest? I'm gonna put this in my notebook. You the best, boo. I don't know if you heard it, but he said, I try. Alright, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. Leave a comment down below of something positive that has happened to you. Read other people's positive moments. I'm sorry, I just got distracted because this big shadowy figure went up the wall, and y'all know Florida be trying to come for me. So thank you all so much for being a part of my universe. Thank you for being here and for making this a thing. Thank you for interacting with me in the comments so I don't feel like I am shouting into the void. Thank you for laughing at the things that happened to me. Thank you for celebrating with me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my universe. Bye.